Hello, everyone. So here we have one of the application Talk2table. And the idea is that you should be able to upload a CSV file and start asking the question about its data. So on the left-hand side, you have the option to browse the file where you can upload your any CSV. And then there is a option to give some one-liner or a small description about each of the columns. So at times you don't have the very intuitive column names, and you have the technical column names. So you have an option to describe what the column entails. So I'm uploading one of the text file which has the description of the columns, and that's it. So you upload two of these files, and then already you can see the preview of the data. So you have the age, you have gender, academic level, country, uh, daily use on the social media, which platform they're using, sleep per night, and so on. And there's a couple of more details. And then you have already prepared column descriptions. By the way, this is not something that we have provided. It has calculated on its own. For example, which columns are categorical and so on. And then each column description in more details. For example, if this is something you have provided about the academic level, it has taken that and also uh, kind of put some more details like what are the category names, high school, undergraduate, graduate, and so on. It's unique if it is a categorical variable, how many unique categories and what are the percentage of distribution between the categories and so on. So this it prepares on its own so that it can use whenever the user asks the questions. So let me start asking some of the questions. For example, if you ask which country spends highest number of hours on social media. So you should also be able to access what it is thinking, what command it is running, so you have a transparency in what operation it is doing in the background. So just not you are not just getting the answer, which is good in some senses, but here you can also see through its calculations what it is doing in the background. So for example, here it says we need to calculate the average daily usage hours per country and find the country with the highest average. So this is the Python operation it would run inside, and once it turns, it sees the observation as USA. So USA is spending the highest number of hours in social media. How many hours on average men spend on social media versus men and women spend on social media in India. So I am giving one of the filters and then asking it to do the average by gender. So it says we need to filter the data for the respondents in India and then calculate the average number of hours spent on social media by men and women. So it's a first filter and then group by gender. So yeah, remember that we haven't used the word gender or any column in specific in here. It just interprets and finds a relevant column and does the group by and so on. And then you have like the answer, which is woman on India spends 6.2 and men on average spends 6.0, something, whatever. You could also in theory ask more convoluted questions like tell me difference between average hours, average sleep hours, uh, between highest uh, between, let's say, between single people and people in relationship. So basically, we are asking it to average first like group by to relationship status, then do the average and get the difference. Right. So let's see how it responds. Right. So what it does in theory is basically relationship status and I get a mean. Then relationship status equals relationship gets the average and tells the difference. And that is 0.15 hours or whatever. So in theory, it is I find it very easy to see that it is doing the right thing once I know what it is doing in the background, instead of just getting the answer, right? And that really helps me. You could also, in theory, fine-tune its responses, how you want to see the output and so on. You could give more context about if something it is not understanding. For example, if you have the uh, uh, so social media, or say any product data, Amazon data or something, and user ask, give me good product or best products, and best is something which is debatable. So you can explain, when user asks best, you should do this and this. So in theory, if you provide more and more context in the description, you could handle the user experience well. So yeah, thank you.